so much fucked up shit to get into.
Stinkers.
Welcome back to Little Stinkers, baby. I am Michael fucking Rainey here with Jon Delcollo.
What's up, everybody?
Jacob from Mattera. Ghost producer once again.
Ooh.
We're just talking hamburgers and how we're going to desecrate our bodies in the coming week on our Las Vegas and California trip.
Yeah, hamburgers that cost under $4 a piece is what we'll be dining on.
Oh, I can't wait, baby. Yeah, we ate like fucking pigs on all of our previous trips, and this one's not going to be any different.
Can't wait.
Me too, baby.
We're gonna my right arm is gonna hurt for miles at a time.
What if we all get gout? Wouldn't that be nice?
Ooh.
Are you contagious, John?
We'll see. We'll be in a minivan together for a few hours, so
Oh, God.
you know I like to drive with my gout out.
You have a gout shoe for the driving?
Yeah, it's very breathable.
How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. I would have been a lot better if A.J. Brown had just scored one fucking touchdown in that game. I'd have $500, $600, $700.
You're going to hit big in Las Vegas. I can feel it.
Yeah?
I feel it in my gay-ass bones.
What should I do? Blackjack? I never win at that.
Sell your bussy on Fremont Street.
All right. Hey, there's a winner every time. How much do you think I could get for a butt plugging?
Selling your bussy?
Yeah.
You could do pretty good.
Couple hundred?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would say
How much do you think it costs to do that with another person? Like $500 there?
It depends how desperate the person is.
Okay.
I'm just going by washy prices. When I was still in the market 25 some odd years ago, I think it was $160 for an experience.
For an experience.
Experience.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it, the Fremont Street experience?
That might be it.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, are you experienced? We about to be. Jake.
Look at that. We're about to be.
If there's a gigantic clown tie hanging on the door of the motel, you know not to come in.
So that's almost a quarter century ago. So God knows what it is now.
Yeah, you got to imagine
$250 at least.
double, probably. Yeah, $300 for an experience.
Double for that bubble.
Well, I'll have to move some money around.
So I really hope we get to do a stinker tonight because we got a nice one. You know, there's times where I feel like we're just smashed over the head with murder.
Yeah, you taking it easy on us tonight? If you win?
Yeah, I mean, this one was just a lot of fun.
Okay.
This is a guy that I remember from when I was a kid, and I knew of him, I knew about him, but I learned so much this past week that I can't wait to share it with you guys. So I'm hoping I win the coin toss tonight.
Well, let's just get right to it.
He's a lot of fun. You're going to like this guy that if we get to do him.
Okay. Well, of course, I'd be lying if I said
You
I
brought the jump drive for the Stingers episode tonight, too, didn't you? With all the facts and the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
You're ready to do it.
And everyone knows, or maybe you don't know, but just off camera, I have 1,000 balloons with the faces of all 4 Jokers, plus Joey Fatone, all 5 Jokers, and they are just ready. If I ever win the coin toss, I pull a string behind Mike, and the balloons will
kill us all. Tightens around my neck.
And we never have to hear about another murder again. I want to win. Fuck.
Not tonight, pussy.
Man. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
And hey, coming off a fun...
Good I thought he was going for a handshake, too.
Coming off a fun letter writing experience, I'm kind of excited to have more fun.
Yeah, we had a great time. If you're not on the Little Stinkers Patreon yet, we just did
you missed out.
We did a live stream where we constructed a letter to beautiful murderer Jodi Arias. So I look forward.
We're confident that it will be allowed to get to her. I think the prison guards will read it and appreciate what we've said, and then I'm positive that she's going to love the questions we're asking her, and
me
will love you.
Thank you,
and we'll write back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my God.
What if that became my girlfriend?
You can't. Well, I don't know. Hey, you gotta have the poly convo, you know.
That's making me hungry. Where do you buy that?
A poly combo.
I steal them from Wawa.
All right, so tonight's stinker is a gentleman and kind of his wife too that I knew about when I was a young man, and his wife was somebody that would make me hard, and I didn't understand why. Any idea who I might be referring to? This is late 80s. They came into prominence.
This is not the Bobbits then.
It's not, no.
They came into prominence together?
Yes.
Because of an incident that
No,
was
they
on
were
the
they were
news?
doing some pretty cool shit together.
Famous couple?
Famous couple, legitimate business venture to begin with, that it just greed got to their grubby little paws and just ruined them, especially the fella.
They weren't famous people that came together to start this. They became famous through
Together. They
Okay.
became famous through a joint venture.
Okay.
Are they the preachers?
Yeah. Jim and Tammy Faye Bakker.
Tammy Faye Bakker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
I'm fucking good, dude.
You are good at this.
wow.
Wow.
And
You suck at this, man.
Yeah.
So-
What'd you say? Tammy Laffy Bakes?
Tammy Bobammy. Yes, I do remember her. Yeah. But yeah, the primary resource material that I used for this presentation is a book by a Mr. John Wigger.
All right.
The Rise and Fall of Jim and Tammy Faye Bakker's Evangelical Empire, PTL. Yes, John Wigger is a real man who
About
writes.
the author is just praying hands in the picture.
Only God can judge him now. But this was such a fun book that really just led me down a fucking rabbit hole of very fun, fucked up, funny shit.
Okay.
So these two motherfuckers, I'm going to focus mainly on Jim because he's the one that went to prison.
I was going to say, I feel like I just saw a documentary or a movie about them, and I thought the lady was either innocent or didn't get in trouble or something.
She didn't get in trouble. There was a costly Hollywood production, The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Yeah.
It was Brandy Chastain
Oh, wow.
or
okay.
Jessica Chastain.
Yes.
I get her confused with the soccer lady.
There's a Brandy Chastain.
Yeah, she's the soccer lady.
Is she a redheaded hottie as well?
Beautiful lady. Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful brains.
they do. That they beat out of their own heads with those soccer balls. But there's so much funny stuff relative to Jim and Tammy Faye Bakker. Tammy is no longer with us, Jake.
Okay.
Happy birthday in heaven, Tam.
Broken heart. Jim is still cooking, and boy, is he stinking it up still.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a bad boy through and through.
Really?
Is he like
Yep.
a 80-year-old man at this point?
I think he is 83.
Okay.
Wow.
And
He was
still
born in
a little-
1940.
He's a little rascal?
He is. January
Yeah?
2nd, 1940. He is a little ass man, too. He's 5'4" and 130 pounds.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Oh, my
A
God.
little scheming man.
It's like Charles Manson size.
It is.
Yeah.
There's definitely something to little men being prone to deviousness.
Do you think it's like a layer to the Napoleon complex?
It could be.
Yeah.
I think so.
And in his case, too, he had 3 guys testify under oath that either pleaded the fifth or just flat out said that they had gay sex with him.
Whoa.
And in this book, they go into pretty funny details. There was a guy that worked for PTL, which was Jim and Tammy Faye Bakker's organization. PTL stood for Praise the Lord, although a lot of people thought it stood for Pass the Loot.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because there were some little thieving asses.
Now I know why John Wigger wrote about her.
But Jake, there was an instance in this book where they describe a guy who played a clown. He went to clown college. He was hired as a clown, and he performed on PTL. A guy named Austin Miles, and he said a lot of the gay sex would occur on the campus of their recording studio in their sauna. They would have a sauna, which would. I'll get to this because it was
The
part of a
recording
larger
studio had a sauna in
dude.
it.
There's this
Insane.
massive property where they would have. Dude, there was a fucking amusement park.
This is Gemstones, basically, right? Isn't it
I'm
loosely
not.
based
I
off
know
of
what
them?
that
I think
is,
so.
but I haven't watched it, so I can't.
It's incredible.
confirm.
I think
Yeah.
it is. I think these guys are the impetus for the show.
Because what they did is they started their own amusement park,
Yep. Yeah.
and then that led to a fucking. You could buy property there. They encourage people to come out to watch the productions, which people would be like, "Fuck it, we're just going to stay for a week."
yeah.
And then people could have like the amenities of a first class resort while they're-
Timeshare kind of thing.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
And it got to the point where they were eventually selling timeshares, so many timeshares that they could not accommodate. Then that's where they really got into trouble. But dude, where the gay stuff happened, this fellow, Austin Miles, who was the hired clown, he says they shut down the sauna from the public. And he was just going to go in there to take a sauna for himself. But he opened the door, and Jim Bakker and 3 other fellows were in there.
Having a lemon party?
Horseplay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, they were squeezing some lemons in there.
Yep.
But it wasn't juice that was coming out.
And buddy, they broke it up for a moment.
It was cum.
Oh, yeah, they saw...
Sorry.
Jake, Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
Please.
I'm sorry.
We're talking about men of the cloth.
Talking about when you
The
find
jizz
lemons
cloth.
making lemonade, baby.
Look at that skill.
That
Wow.
reminds me, I brought Eucharist for you guys if you want a little snack.
Thank you.
While we sit here.
I am hungry.
But yeah, Austin Miles broke up this gay sauna party, and they acted like nothing was happening. But as Austin was leaving, Tammy Faye came screaming through the corridor looking for Jim because she knew what he was up to, and they were able to lock the sauna door to keep her out. And Austin Miles says that Tammy was pounding on this door, begging for Jim to come out so hard that one of her fake eyelashes fell off.
How do you maintain a boner during that? You think those fellows went soft momentarily? You think you went soft, Jake?
Treat yourself.
Oh, these are gigantic.
I know.
Jake, you want me to pull one for you?
Yeah, please. I'm starving.
These are actually for to serve Eucharist at a black church.
And they're bigger then because of the penis sizes?
Yes.
Oh. This is the biggest one I've ever had.
Mike, why does the side of the box say reorder?
Is there an expiration date on this?
Not bad, huh?
Never had a bad Eucharist.
Yeah. So
You have any wine?
I really dropped the ball. A beer.
I guess I'll have to turn that into wine.
Jim Bakker was born January 2nd, 1940 in Muskegon, Michigan. Parents were working class people. Jim Bakker is a little bit of a fibber too. He liked to tell people that he grew up poor, but by all accounts, his family was middle class. I mean, more Eucharist?
I'm okay. Thank
I
you.
mean, for crying out loud, they had a stinking piano.
I wouldn't have thrown it that far, but...
Well, Jesus can suck my fucking little ass dick.
Oh my God, I was talking about me wanting more Eucharist later.
I apologize. I didn't mean that, dear Lord.
Why?
That's such a shame, man, because I forgot to tell you guys that just before this episode, I decided to dedicate my heart, my soul, my penis, and my bank account to Jesus Christ.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Thank you. I knew you guys would be happy for me.
I'm glad I wasn't eating the body of Beelzebub. That would have given me an upset tummy, I think.
It will give you some agita. But boys, Jim Bakker, he was born in Muskegon, Michigan, and Minnesota. My bad, Muskegon, Minnesota. And fuck, I want to make sure I got this right. We might have to edit this out. Mind if I check real quick?
Yeah, go
All
check.
right, cool. My bad, y'all. Fuck.
You trying to figure out what state Muskegon is in?
Yeah,
I feel
Muskegon.
like that is Michigan.
it's Michigan. Yeah. God damn it.
Muskegon is Michigan.
All right, there we are.
Does sound Minnesota like though.
Yep. Jim Bakker was born in Muskegon, Michigan in 1940. His parents were named Raleigh and Fernia, which I always like to discuss whether or not these little stinkers' moms have hot names. Fernia just sounds like a lady who only fucks to conceive.
It sounds like something that gets wrong when your penis gets red.
That is something. Jake,
Yeah. What?
show us.
No. Nope.
No,
It's tucked away.
you have an active Fernia flare up at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, guys.
Take a look when we turn the cameras off.
Jim Bakker was a little preemie baby, and he spent time in an incubator.
Aw.
Yeah, well, you're going to yow for this because Jim burned his little Tootsie inside the incubator. The heating element went awry while he was in there and burned his little baby leg up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, pretty fucking bad.
Did he walk with a limp for his whole life because of that?
He did not know.
All right, he got over it.
He walked with a limp because he was getting butt fucked in the sauna.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Now, because he was a premature baby and was burned in the incubator, his parents automatically deemed him fragile. Told his brothers and sisters and all family members not to fucking touch him, not to
Little
breathe on him,
bubble boy.
don't go near him. This was a little ass baby bubble boy. Don't fuck with him. So because of that,
Uncle Baby Bubble Boy.
Jim Bakker was starved for attention. They got him started young in the Christian faith. He would have to go to summer school, and he said one of the things that he remembers most vividly from Sunday school is being terrified of doing shit wrong and constantly feeling as though somebody was watching you. Now, the basis for that was probably this 3-foot tall painting of an eyeball, which they told him was Jesus's eyeball, and they would sing a song called "His Eye Is Watching You."
Yikes.
Yeah, that's par for the course.
That'll do it. I ever tell you about the severed head nightmare I used to have?
No.
In confession. I had a nightmare that I was going into confession because I was always scared to go, as a child should be, because a child should not be going into confession for any reason.
Bled into your subconscious that hard that you had nightmares about it.
Yeah, I had a dream that I walked into a confessional and there was a severed head on the floor looking up at me and laughing.
Jesus Christ,
How old
dude.
were you when you had this dream?
Single digits.
Yikes.
I think Catholic school is good for that kind of shit.
Yeah, like ruining children. Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah, it makes me anxious. I'm fast at the checkout line because of it. You know, I don't want to be the reason anybody's late. I think a lot more people should have the guilt that we feel. You're Catholic for your whole schooling until
just high school. Yeah,
just high school. So it wasn't. Were you grade
baby.
school too?
Kindergarten through all the way through,
so
baby.
Shoved down your throat constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God Catholicism was the only thing shoved down my throat in my school years, man, because compared to some of these other kids, man, it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, man.
And that's the perfect segue for the next part of this telling. Jim Bakker, his parents drag him out to fucking church every Sunday, and there's a fella at church that takes a liking to him.
Is that fella a priest?
No, just a guy that goes there. He says it's a guy in his 30s who his parents let him take Jim out to go get hamburgers and just do shit that weird men do with other people's children. They had no reservations about letting Jim Bakker go with him. Jim was 11 at the time where the parents started letting him hang out with this other fucking church weirdo.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It was. He said he would take him out for hamburgers and bring him over to his house to do chores like cutting the lawn while also molesting him. Could you imagine having to do chores?
Would you rather have to mow the grass or be molested?
Are you getting an allowance for either one?
You didn't pay me for the whacking.
Hey, I just pulled the weeds. And I pulled the pud. That's terrible.
It is. Yeah, it really is.
I don't know why Jake said that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, this kid was opening his own man's gaping business.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
Terrible. What happens to these kids, man?
A damn shame.
Yeah.
Oh,
Poor
my.
kids.
Jake John,
Sorry about the kids.
this continues to high school.
With this guy?
Yeah. Now, Jim Bakker, he looks, at the time, he says he doesn't understand there's anything wrong with it because the only other person that ever doted on him was his grandmother. And to get this kind of affection from a man was something so foreign to him that he just assumed that it was just guys being guys. And that's what men did. Mm-hmm. And he said people always think of like that kind of a person just, you know, putting a plate of spaghetti in front of you, mushing your face down to the meatballs.
Evan. Keep going.
Your eyes closing.
Yeah.
Are you drooling?
Jake, is that for the meatballs or the molestation?
Are you wearing a bib the whole time?
But he just thought that that's what men did when they were showing affection to young men.
Yeah, that motherfucker needed to read a book, dude.
Yeah, or his dad fucking have a catch with him. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. He was not a great student. However, he did make the most of his school years. He was an excellent little fundraiser. He found out that he could do a very good job raising money for the school newspaper by putting on these vaudeville presentations.
That's awesome.
And people loved him. He's a little fundraiser. A little 5'4" fundraiser, Jake.
I'm a little fundraiser.
My favorite rapper. In 1956, there's an accident. So Jim Bakker, he's 16. What do you think this accident entails?
Motorcycle.
Fun.
He runs over a 3-year-old boy with a Cadillac.
That
Not
wasn't
fun.
an accident for him. He didn't get hurt.
He did. The kid survived, actually.
Damn, Cadillacs were fucking gigantic.
And Jim is a rock and roll head, and he swore his parents and all the people at church were telling him that rock and roll was the music of the devil, and that because he listens to this fucking rock and roll, bad shit's going to happen. So he swore that he ran over this 3-year-old because he was listening to rock and roll.
Oh, man.
So he swore that if this kid could just survive, he would stop listening to that kind of music and walk the straight and narrow and just dedicate his life to Christ. Sure enough, the little boy recovers, thankfully. So he does just that. And in 1959, he enters North Central Bible College.
Is that just a thing down there?
Yeah,
Like
you
a
could actually
Bible
get a
Belt
degree
thing?
in Bible shit.
It's a lot of universities, but this is the whole school is Bible studies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. In 1959?
Yeah.
That
Theologian.
can't imagine. No, it's not that, right?
No?
Is it theology?
Well, theology is just the study of religion. I don't think it's...
Right.
This
is a
had-
specific Bible.
This had a Pentecostal focus. And Pentecostals are like the fucking
Snake
strict...
charmers.
Yeah, and like preaching the end times.
Talking
like,
in tongues.
Christ is coming, talking in tongues, and it's like, I think the emphasis is on like having contact with God through the Holy Spirit. Mm-hmm. You know, just like
Yeah,
we often
you
do.
receive the whole. Yes, of course we.
Yeah, we commune with the Holy Spirit. He works through us, and he works in mysterious ways. And it's, you ever speak in tongues?
About every episode. There's something that comes out that's...
He swallows his tongue every once in a while. I hear him over there fucking coughing it up.
Yeah, we got a fucking crucifix shaped spoon to put in Jake's mouth.
The power of macaroni and cheese compels you.
But yeah, I've been speaking in tongues ever since I started eating pussy. A lot, any lady who I've ever eaten out doesn't know that, but when I'm down there performing cunnilingus, I'm actually speaking in tongues.
You're receiving the Holy Spirit.
I am.
Anally, and he's moving through your body.
yeah, that's why I'm
In
face
reverse.
down, ass up. The Holy Spirit enters people in the most mysterious of ways.
That's why you always have to point your ass towards an open window when you be eating pussy like that.
You got to leave out cookies for them and put your asshole in the air.
a plate of cookies right under your asshole.
Yeah, you got to place a single Oreo on your asshole. Well, depending on how big your asshole is.
An Oreo mini.
Yeah, when you first start out, you should be putting maybe a single piece of Cookie Crisp. But as you get older and more experienced, maybe a full-on Oreo. But yeah, Jake, ever since I've started eating pussy, I'm just speaking in tongues down there. Now, if it's the pussy smells great, I'll do some New Testament stuff. If it smells bad, then it's more doom and gloom.
Yeah, some of
that Old Testament
Moses.
shit. Yeah.
Some of that Moses shit.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Bible Pussy.
Yeah. If that pussy stank, I'm speaking in tongues talking about the valley of the shadow of death.
Mm-hmm. Eli in this bitch. Talking like Elijah to the pussy.
Now, while he's at Bible college, he falls in love.
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh, you fucking bitch.
Obviously he married a woman, but
Well, I shouldn't say that because I did mention a bunch of gay sex earlier.
yeah.
All right, my bad, dog.
I wasn't just saying it because he was molested. I was saying it because of the gay sex things earlier.
Okay, my bad.
Where it was consensual lemon party kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was my mistake, and I apologize to you for
you
that.
don't got to apologize for nothing, Mike.
But he meets a lovely lady by the name of Tammy LaValley. Man, just
Cool name.
a good pussy having name.
Yeah.
For real, this is like one of the sexier names we've had.
Tammy LaValley. Ooh,
Yeah.
my God.
Jesus Christ.
He
Baby.
should have
Where's
changed
she
his
surfing
name.
in Malibu?
The body of Christ. Amen.
Let me hear you talking tongues to Tammy.
Blah, 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 sort of eat that fucking beat the pussy up.
Oh my God.
Eat it after a safari ride. I would eat that thing after you just clean the floor at a scrapple plant. Blah, 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 I would eat that thing after a monkey fist fought it. Blah, 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 blah. Girl, you can't dissuade me. Blah, 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 blah.
The Holy Spirit is
He
within
does.
you.
He's just coming through me right now.
Can I try? Can I?
Go ahead, Jake.
Babu yada, baby, it's a boy.
Jake, how are you going to eat pussy with that?
I think that's great. It'll make them laugh, make the pussy laugh.
You're not supposed to fucking save 50 cents when you're eating pussy. You can have a conversation with the pussy. Let him know Bob had a baby and it's a boy.
That's the move then. All right.
So Tammy, she's an interesting lady. She grew up in Minnesota. She was the oldest of 8. She grew up poor. She's not fucking around when she says she's poor. No fucking baths were hard to come by in this house.
Yeah.
She said that Saturday night was bath night
For the whole family?
in the LaValle family.
And they're
household.
probably all sharing the same water.
They
probably.
would, and they would get in the tub, cleanest to dirtiest.
That's the order you got to go. Yeah.
But she says her mom kind of made it fun. Her mom was a divorcee, and she says on bath night, while all the kids were going to get baths from cleanest to dirtiest, her mom would be baking fudge.
That's nice.
A fudgy bath night. Doesn't that
That
sound nice?
honestly sounds kind of
It does sound nice.
Yeah.
On a funny note, I mentioned her mom was divorced. She says the preacher from the church they would go to would often show up at her house unannounced with his wife to scream at her mother for being divorced.
Oh my God, dude. How did you as a person end up going into religion after being treated like that
Yeah.
by like clergymen?
Bro, there's so much money to be made for these
Yeah.
people. And honestly, there are a lot of accounts, and especially in this book they're mentioned, where people that worked for Jim and Tammy Faye Bakker say that when their organization PTL first started popping off, they felt like a moral obligation to do the right thing. As time wore on, they say they could see the infection that pop culture had on them, and then the desire to have all these different tokens of opulence became like their focus. Whereas when they first started, it's like they genuinely were having fun.
Yeah.
Spreading the word of God. So Tammy falls in love with Jim at Bible college, and when she brings him home to meet her family, Jim naturally has to get a bath at one point. So she brings him these 2 large pails. So he doesn't know that you're supposed, one's for rinsing and one's for soaking, and that you're supposed to sit in a bigger tub and then manipulate these 2 big buckets of water. He doesn't know that there's a bigger tub. So when she leaves him alone with these 2 bigger pails of water, she comes back in. He's got his ass in one bucket and his feet in another.
Amazing.
Isn't that sweet?
What a little scam.
I
A
know.
little Disney
5'4",
character.
130. Can you imagine like seeing that and not having a camera phone?
Yeah, having to draw it.
Yeah.
Hey, please don't move. Oh, I fucking suck at drawing.
But they're in love, and they both love the Lord, so they become traveling evangelists. And they first start out driving through the South. They make their way all around the country. They even reach as far as Alaska.
Jesus.
They're
Christ.
getting around, and Jim's not very good at getting people to give up their lives to Christ.
Yeah.
So they're
How are
not.
they getting money on the road like that?
There's a guy that's funding what they're doing. It's another huckster who, this fucking guy, I can't remember his name, but even this guy was like, he was scamming them. He was saying that he's in he can't follow them on the road because he's in negotiations to buy a boat from the actor Errol Flynn.
Oh, yeah. So I have to be near the water.
Yeah.
Naturally.
So it's essentially, it sounds pyramid scheming. So he's getting all these people together to go out, collect donations for him, and they bring him back most of the money.
He a pimp for God.
Jim's not doing a good job of converting people. And
I mean, it's got to have something to do with him being 5'4". Could you imagine being convinced to do anything? Well, I guess Manson did it too, but...
yeah, get up on your wife's shoulders, man. However, there's one event that restores his faith in what he's doing. There's a guy who comes up after pleading with this audience. Him pleading ends up becoming a token of any Jim Bakker endeavor. He is a fucking little crying ass man. And I've said it a million times, never underestimate the power of a crying man. But in this one particular event in North Carolina...
I've heard you say a lot of things a lot of times, but I've never heard you say that once.
Wait till you see me cry. You're going to be stunned at what I can get out of you. But he's able. This one fella is at this revival in North Carolina under this fucking tent, and finally, it sounds the way it's described in this book. It sounds as though the guy just felt bad for him and wanted to be like, "Well, the Holy Spirit's speaking to me, dude." But he says this guy comes up, starts speaking in tongues. Eventually, his girlfriend joins in, and they become so taken by the Spirit that they end up rolling around the tent from side to side, from one side of the tent to the other.
And they're saying that this is the first time they've ever received the Spirit in such a way?
Yeah. And they're giving themselves to God, all because Jim Bakker was able to reach them.
Well, obviously, everyone who does that is faking it because it's fake. But do you think that they could see that he just wasn't good at it and they were like, all right, blah, 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 let's roll around for this fucking guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think eventually it becomes a point where you're trying to impress your buddies, like, who can roll around the hardest.
Yeah, and then you just end up going to church every weekend for the rest of your life.
You just come home covered in dirt. Your mom's like, let me guess, the Holy Spirit spoke through you again.
I mean, yes, he did.
You're doing your own wash this week.
And don't you even think about using that second bucket upstairs.
Fine, you fucking bitch. Did you just call me a fucking bitch? No, Mom, the Spirit did. Boys, so I've been getting these factor meals now for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I get 6 of them every Monday, so that means there's at least 2 days out of the week where I'm eating delicious, nutritious meals the way that a growing man like me should be eating.
You're eating 3 a day?
When I get them, I'm eating 3 a day. I already ate 2 so far today, and when we're done tonight, I'm going to eat another one.
Fuck. Good for you.
So celebrate the new season with delicious meals that take 2 minutes and practically zero effort. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, helps you fuel up with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. I've been getting Factor meals every goddamn Monday now for probably 2 months. I am rock hard when I hear that knock on the door. Get them, I crack those bad boys open. I immediately crack open a Factor meal. It takes 2 fucking minutes to heat these bad boys up.
Really?
They taste so fucking good, dude.
Dude, if there's anything I love more than food, it's zero effort. So,
Yes.
Dude, I'm not fucking around when I say not only are they delicious, but it's so nice to not have to fucking prepare shit.
yeah, I bet.
And if you go to factormeals.com/stinker50, that's promo code stinker50, you can get 50% off your order. There's keto options available. There's vegan options available. There's vegetarian options available. There's smoothies. There's juices. There's so much good stuff to pick from. Go to factormeals.com/stinker50. That's promo code stinker50. You get 50% off your order. I cannot say enough good things about Factor. They're the best. Check them out. So this is kind of great. They give up on the traveling evangelist shit. They eventually put together a puppet show.
Natural next step after you get off the road.
Yeah.
Dude, they put together this bubble show, but this puppet show where the puppets are originally crafted using bubble bath bottles with fucking animal heads. So this becomes a popular show throughout Minnesota, and it gets the attention of a preacher who you've probably seen, a guy named Pat Robertson.
Oh, yeah. He
Yeah.
just died, right?
Little fucking weirdo, yeah.
There's already television. How is this gaining traction anywhere?
Dude, so Pat Robertson, he's got his own network. It's the Christian Broadcasting Network. And his station is centered in Virginia, I believe. That's where he died, definitely.
Okay.
And it gets his attention. Now, one thing about Jim and Tammy that's different from a lot of these people, especially Pat Robertson, is they're very accepting of gay people.
Okay. That's a nice turn.
It is
for
very
them.
nice. So it's like with all the fucked up, weird scheming shit they've done, they've always been publicly accepting of gay people, which is one of the things that makes them stand out.
Yeah, seriously. I mean they got to be one of the only, Pentecostal?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically that sect. To be.
And one of the interesting
especially back then.
Yeah, dude, one of the interesting things about Pentecostalism is it seemed to join together white and black people just by the nature of where these events would take place.
Yeah.
And whether or not these people would congregate together without that kind of central focus, I don't know that would have happened. So I wonder if like, I don't know the Pentecostals are normally that like accepting of people, but I think maybe they just might have put their own spin on it.
Yeah.
Where they were just very accepting people. Jim, because he's actually fucking gay.
True.
And Tammy Faye, just because
she's got a gay husband.
Yes. Yeah.
Because she's a beard.
So they do have a gay horse in the race.
Yeah, that's weird because usually when someone's like closeted like that, like didn't like Hitler was Jewish, that's why he was.
It can go the other way, yeah.
Right?
So I mean, it could really fire back hard.
Yeah,
but yeah, this was during a time too. So where they really become popular is in the early '80s and throughout the entire '80s. They're killing it. Now at that time,
the '70s when they were on the road doing this, driving around,
and late '70s is where they start to take off in regards to people becoming aware of them through television.
Yeah.
So
through Pat Robertson's channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, them being so supportive of gay people is a massive deal because during that time that I just mentioned, that's when people were fucking panicking about AIDS. Mm-hmm. And they would publicly meet with people who were gay and who might even be infected with the AIDS virus and just be like, no, the Christian thing to do is to accept you and love you.
That's nice.
And Tammy Faye, she actually had a show. You remember Jim J. Bullock?
No.
Funny actor. I can't remember which show he was from, but he was like an 80s guy, but a very gay dude, very funny. And fuck, what was the name of that show he was on? I won't think of it now.
But Tammy created the show, or she was an actress?
No, she had like a talk show with him.
Oh, no way.
There was a point when Tammy Faye and Jim Bakker, when they created their own network, Tammy was just creating shows.
Fill fucking 24
hours. They did, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Jim primarily spoke with PTO.
Yeah, Too Close for Comfort.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see a picture of him?
Yeah, he is. I don't recognize him at all.
I don't recognize him, but I do see that he is gay. I do recognize that.
He was on Hollywood Squares a lot too. But a real cut up.
What, you knew him when you were a kid?
Yeah.
From
Too Close for Comfort. Yeah, that was a show that I would watch.
Okay. That is weird. I never heard of that in my fucking life.
I never heard of that one. That's all right.
It's a strange show. There were puppets in that show too.
Was there?
The guy was an animator.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it does say he is a puppet guy. I did see it somewhere.
So I wonder if the puppet connection was how Jim J. Bullock and Tammy Faye Bakker met.
Puppets be bringing people together.
They really do, man.
If you go to McDonald's after church, you might be a Baptist. Little Baptist puppet. You know?
But the Bakers, they become affiliated with Pat Robertson in the 60s.
Hang on, Jake just committed fucking suicide.
No, Jake, come back.
Jake, no, I liked the puppet joke. Is that what you said? I already forgot. We don't care. Come on, come back.
Do I have an EMT puppet around here somewhere? But 65 is when they go to Pat Robertson's network. Their show is called Come On Over.
85.
1965.
Whoa.
So
they were on TV in the 60s already.
Yeah, so listen. So in the 60s is where like Pat Robertson's got his shit cooking. And they can kind of do what they want. So they start off with puppets, and then eventually they're just like, all right, fuck it. We're just going to have like a show where we just do what we want to do. And it's different than what other people are doing, because a lot of people that are taking up airtime that are preaching the word of God are just fire and brimstone. Like, you need to fucking give us money or else you're going to fucking die.
Yeah.
Whereas Jim and Tammy, it's very lighthearted. It's very fun. There's a lot of like pranks on their show. There was a point where
that shit would have got me, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, and especially like they're both characters. Jim and Tammy, they're both fun people. There was a prank. Jim didn't know this was going to happen, but it ended up being a big hit. They would get a ton of letters, and they would read letters from people, and because they would read people's letters on air and acknowledge them, people would be like, fuck it, I'm writing a letter. It got to a point where they were getting like 5,000 letters a week, and Jim would go over to a mailbox, open it, take out a specific letter to read, and then that person would get recognized, and then more people would want to write letters. Now, in this particular episode, Jim didn't know this, but one of the stagehands spring-loaded the mailbox and loaded it with letters. So when Jim opened it, there were like 100 letters that shot out at it.
Did he laugh?
He did, yeah.
It?
And everybody thought it was funny.
That's so fucking cool.
Which is so different from what anybody else was doing, especially Pat Robertson, who was just an old dickhead from the very first time I saw him until the day that he met his fucking deserved death.
Well, happy birthday.
Nice fucking guy.
In heaven to you, Pat Robertson.
And there was something that they would do on the show, primarily fucking Tammy Faye. Tammy Faye would often divulge too much information. She eventually developed a little bit of a pill problem, so that might have had something to do with it.
Okay.
But she would often use the puppets to express her real problems.
It's like, what about Bob?
Yeah, therapy technique.
There was one, she would use this one puppet called Susie Moppet, and Susie would be the puppet that gets mad at Jim Bakker. And then this other puppet named Allie Alligator would be the peacemaker. So they would often have to resolve domestic disputes, these puppets.
And Tammy just sitting there quiet while these puppets talk?
No, she's talking too, bro.
Okay, all right.
This is a 4-way fucking conversation.
Good.
So every puppet serves a purpose.
Did you ever see them on television when you were a kid? Do you remember them?
The first that I saw of them was when the sex scandal hit. And I'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
You might have been aware of this lady, a lovely lady. She was in Playboy a bunch of times. Yeah.
And she's scandaled with who?
Jim Bakker.
He's
He's a little dirty dog, man.
That fucking bisexual man
Mm-hmm.
was getting hot trim and lemon.
Were you about
party.
to call him a gay beagle? Because I was.
No, I think you're thinking of you.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to add was that in here, Jim Bakker references homosexuality as being akin to alcoholism.
A disease.
More so that I'm fighting with it every day. But that was in regards to them being accepting of homosexuals.
Yeah.
And that, like, you can't control it. It's just a thing that
Yes.
happens to you, and it's fuck it
Maybe you're born with it.
or suck it.
Maybe it's gay, Beline.
So listen, while they're fucking still on Pat Robertson's network, he puts his little fundraising prowess to the test. In 1964, Pat Robertson's network, they're able to raise $40,000, which at the time is fine.
That's good, right? Yeah.
In 65, when the Bakkers come on, he's like, no, dude. He's like, 40K is going to be nothing. We're going to raise $120,000 during this fundraising drive.
And that's like one weekend of telethoning, kind of?
I think
Or like a month.
I think it was like a week, maybe.
Okay. But it's a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're coming down to the wire here. I think they're like a night away from this telethon being over, and they're 20 grand short. And this is where Jim Bakker starts crying.
Little Jimmy.
Have you ever seen a man, that 5'4" man, cry?
I haven't, because I'm never looking down.
It's just, it's like you can never look a man that small in the eyes. It's like playing with
Yeah.
the Hellraiser box.
Yeah, I would never know that they were crying, because I could never be eye to eye with a man that tiny.
Dude, he starts crying and starts saying how the network just isn't going to make it. And then also he's putting an added emphasis on all the shit that Jim and Tammy are doing there. He's like, we're going to be gone too if we don't meet our fundraising goal. So because of the tiers, they're able to meet the fundraising goal of $120,000, which is $80,000 more than they raised the previous year without them.
Without the tears.
Yes.
Wow. Dude. If you guys could please just join the Patreon.
Yeah, let's put some shampoo in Jake's eyes next week.
But they're becoming such a big deal that finally in 1973, they start their own ministry called Trinity Broadcasting. And the main show on Trinity Broadcasting is the PTL Club, the Praise the Lord Club. And that fucker gets cooking. And their idea behind that is that they want it to be the Christian Tonight Show.
I was going to say, it's just like a variety show kind
Pretty
of thing.
exciting, yeah.
That's cool.
And they had some big dogs on there. They had some fucking genetic freaks. I mean, it was like all walks of life, man.
What are you talking about? You talking about Siamese twins?
I'm going to show you a picture right here. If you can keep the conversation going for a second, I'll show you one of these genetic freaks that ended up on the
He
show.
just tried to slide in genetic freaks without us being like,
Look at him.
Show us the freak book.
Look at that little thing.
Whoa, that's like a little Simon Birch kind of fella.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like that person can barely fill out the seat.
That looks like a crank anchor.
It looks like my baby with a big old dome.
Yeah, it's a baby body, like a newborn baby body with a adult-sized head.
Man,
Adorable.
It is.
he's being nice, and Jim looks normal size next to him.
That is nice. That's probably why they had these little men
I
come in there.
guarantee it.
But yeah, I got to put that picture up for everybody to see. That fella.
Will you print it out for me to take on the plane with me tomorrow?
Here, I'll rip it out for you here.
I'm going to play a prank on the TSA and hand them that before I hand them my ID and boarding pass. Y'all ever play a prank with the TSA ID checker? They love it, dude.
Mm-hmm. I usually get them while they're checking my balls for anthrax.
It's just baby powder.
But Jake, they're crushing with this fucking new network.
Good, man.
Well, yeah, I guess good for the start, but
Yeah.
it ends up disastrous. So they're making so much money. They're not only making money, but they're able to convince these old people just to mail in anything of value that they have. Like they're getting fucking diamonds in the mail. They're getting fur and mink coats in the mail. Just anything that people have that has any value that they can just give them because they love them so much.
Jesus.
They're getting in the mail. And
Once again, Mike's P.O. box is...
so they start all this in 1973. By 1978, they're fucking rolling in cash to the point where they open up their own theme park, which I mentioned.
Now, was that like connected on the same grounds as their... Did they have a giant church
Compound?
that they were filming in
Yeah.
every week?
Initially, they started filming in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh my God, this is like to a T Gemstones.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, is it
Yeah, I
North
think-
Carolina
yeah.
or South Carolina? But it's like it's exactly they're doing this couple's story as their show.
Okay. The only thing I've seen from that, there's a song from there. What is that song?
Misbehaving.
Yeah, Misbehave. That's what I've seen
It's a
from there.
classic, instant classic.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been aware of it. I actually, I didn't end up putting it on because I saw in looking up this shit, there was a Righteous Gemstone picture was like slipped in on one of the things I Google searched, and the guy had on that suit.
What suit?
Oh, I didn't tell you I bought a suit for this? That I am. All right, never mind. I was going to wear a suit tonight. But it turns out one of the guys from Righteous Gemstone wears it, so I didn't wear it.
Aw.
Man.
So you just
You know what?
bought a suit that you're never gonna wear now?
I'm going to return it to Amazon.
Let me and John
Okay.
talk this out. You go get changed real quick.
No, I would never.
Is it plaid?
No, it's white.
Why?
Oh, you're talking about Uncle Baby Billy.
Is that who it is?
Walton Goggins.
I was just a funny
Puffy
guy. in a
Tan with
suit.
white hair and a nice
Yeah.
big smile.
Yeah.
Running around the house with a pickle in my mouth. Misbehaving.
All right, so they're cooking so much to the point where in 1978 they opened up their own theme park called Heritage USA. The property is still there. So most of the shit that they had when they opened the theme park is no longer there. Some of this shit sounds so fucking cool, dude. It was the largest wave pool in the United States. Theme park and water park.
A dream.
Dude,
Yeah.
massive fucking water
It's
slides.
awesome.
I
Fits
don't
with the fish too that you see in the back of the cars. The whole fish theme, you know? The Christ fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
Water
fish.
They had plans for a roller coaster which would take riders through heaven and hell.
That's awesome.
Very fucking cool.
Yeah.
Dude. And there were plans, which it never got off the ground, to build the world's largest Wendy's on property.
Why?
It was a 3-story castle that they were going to purpose as the world's largest Wendy's.
Because Jesus was fresh, never frozen.
But the wheels started to fall off this place before they could make that happen.
Was Dave Thomas involved with this?
I don't know.
Why would they? Or I'm hoping that
feel
they
like-
just loved Wendy's,
Dude,
that much.
they could have. And they also had a lot of infidelity, but they also had a lot of influence. So there were a number of people that were connected to the Reagan administration that were either fans or friends of Jim Bakker.
Okay.
So a lot of like the weird financial shit that they were doing tended to get overlooked.
yeah.
I mean, they could skirt a lot of issues, one, because they're a tax exempt entity.
Right.
But as far as like personal finances, like they were claiming shit on personal finances, like fucking. Tammy claimed like $67,000 in women's clothes. that she needed for the show. They were flying fucking private jets full of clothes to places where they were going to be performing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a good CPA, they'll get that shit through. Is that they ended up getting in tax fraud trouble eventually?
Fraud. So there was an issue with the FCC. Like eventually, this was like the late 80s where people, well, the IRS, they got grilled by Congress for their treatment of the bakers. And then eventually they end up getting busted for fraud. But that's a little further down the line.
Right.
So I want to speak a little bit more about Heritage USA because this place fucking rules. You could still go hang out on the property.
Is like the wave pool still dug out?
No, all that shit's gone.
Yeah.
It's been repurposed now. There's another fucking ministry that's there now. It's Morningstar, which I think might be the fucking Jesus Camp people. You ever see that documentary?
No.
Is that what that Mandy Moore movie was based on? Saved?
Was it?
Back in like 20
I don't know if it
years
was.
ago? Yeah, I think it's the same group.
But it's another weird church that
For
is kind of
kids,
taken
right.
up shop. Yes.
Yeah.
Another weird church that's taken up shop. But then there's also other businesses in there. People live on the property.
Really?
Dude, it really was a beautiful place. And
I mean, is it like
still looks nice.
Dorney Park, like Six Flags sized piece of
Dude,
land
it was
or bigger?
it was 10 times the size of Disneyland.
Jesus.
It was like
Christ.
2,300 acres this fucking place was.
Oh my God, dude.
But a big selling point for this was that the bakers recorded their shit there.
Yeah.
So people would want to come and fucking hang out. And they were bringing in something insane. Like it was like fucking close to like 6 million visitors a year at its peak.
That ain't nothing. Jesus Christ.
So people really fucking love this place. Now, it cost so much money to keep this fucking place open and to keep expanding that they had to figure out different ways to fundraise. One of the ways that Jim Bakker came up with, which ended up being the catalyst for his downfall, was by selling these timeshares. So they built this high rise, which was about 500 rooms. The high rise is still there. It's been fucking gutted, but like the actual structure is still there, and you can go and check it out. It's just this massive brick structure, and they would charge people $1,000 for a lifetime partnership. They would call it, and what $1,000 lifetime partnership would get you is 4 days and 3 nights a year at Heritage USA.
That feels steep.
$1,000
Yeah, for 4 days and 3 nights a year.
Yeah.
And you get access to the park, and you
but
get to
you're
fucking do all
talking-
this shit.
for
You're
like a
talking
family of 4 or for one individual?
I don't know if it was family based or not. That's a good
That's
question.
if you're
Yeah.
family, that seems pretty reasonable to take your
Yeah, I
family
think so,
for
too.
$1,000.
But it's also like 1980, right? Like when this is going on, or
Yeah.
Yeah, it started in
But you're spending
78.
$1,000 if you're taking 4 people to Disney World back then, probably for 4 days.
yeah.
World's
Hotels.
largest Wendy's, man.
I mean, shit, dude. I paid $2,000 just to get a damn double stack out of that place. The $2,000 biggie bag.
Oh my god.
Dude, they would fucking recreate like the death of Christ. It would be like a nightly show that they had there. They had a room that was a replica of the room where they had the Last Supper, which they claimed had special powers. There was a lady that claimed that her foot got cured up there.
So cool.
Of gout?
No, not of gout.
Oh, man. I was going to take a trip there.
No, I'll take you there though. But dude, as far as these lifetime memberships, they were $1,000 each. Like I said, there were about 500 rooms.
Wait. Every year you got to go
What's that?
for the $1,000 lifetime
Dude,
membership.
it's a lifetime membership.
That's incredible deal.
wait, $1,000 bucks.
$1,000
yeah,
a
it wasn't
year?
just for the one
No.
trip.
It's
Oh,
like it's
God.
$1,000 lifetime
It's like an
partnership.
REI membership.
Wow.
But here's the deal.
life.
So
That's
it's like,
incredible.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they end up selling 165,000 of these
For 50,000.
for 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 1.6 mil. Is
Yes.
that what it is?
Wow.
That's a shitload of money, but it seems like just a drop in the bucket of what they ended up, making
I'm
in their
doing the math.
lifetimes.
Is that math right?
I don't know. Is it 10 million?
Jake, take out your calculator, please.
Oh, buddy.
And shove it up your fucking ass because you're too slow.
So say it again. It's
It's 165,000 times 1,000.
It's 165 million.
All right, there we go. That's more like it.
Holy
Yeah, so that's a lot of
shit.
fucking guacamole.
Fuck, I'm so stupid.
No, you're not, because I didn't know either.
hate being public. I claim to be good at math.
you have.
I don't think
I
we should
know.
edit this out.
I don't think so either. I think people need to know how fucking stupid I am. and that you need to pay us more money so my fucking daughter isn't raised by such a poor fucking idiot.
So Heritage USA, beautiful place. However, they're fucking scrambling to keep all this, to keep expanding this fucking place and maintaining it too. And
Was that too many people for them to handle?
It was, yeah.
In a year?
And that's where fraud comes into play. It's like they can't conceivably accommodate all these people if these
they
people
wanted to
come in. Yeah.
in the same month,
Right.
even, yeah.
So in addition to putting this money toward legitimate businesses, which Heritage USA was, they were fucking spending like animals. They had fucking vacation homes everywhere, private jets everywhere. Fucking, there's a funny story in the book where they talk about how they had a security team, which was essentially, they would have to do security shit for them, but the security team was also responsible for taking care of the Bakker kids. They were responsible for taking care of Tammy Faye's birds. She was a bird lady, and inside of her house, she had a 20 by 20 room that was designated just for her birds.
20 by 20?
Yep.
It's huge.
And one of the security guys would claim that that she would fucking scream at him for not cleaning the bird room like she wanted it done.
So I didn't clean the bird shit correctly?
Dude, Tammy Faye, she's painted as a saint in a lot of regards. However, there's a lot of incidents where it's just like, oh man, that's a very shitty way to treat people, Tammy.
Yeah.
And she doesn't get in any trouble for any of the fraud shit that Jim does, but you know, she was partaking in this lifestyle just as hard as he was, man.
Yeah, she ain't no saint. I don't think she's looked at as a...
Dude, the comments online about her are glowing.
Yeah, I feel like my only knowledge is that movie that was made about them, and I feel like it's a forgiving tone in regards to her.
Yeah, and you know what? I get it, man.
Yeah.
You want birds, don't you, Jake?
I want a room full of birds.
Just imagine if you had bird money.
I want a tiny room with one big bird in there.
How big we talking, John?
I'm talking California condor, 10-foot wingspan. Motherfucker can't even open them all the way.
A 10-foot in a 20-foot room?
No, the room's tiny.
Man, the math and birds, I don't even know. My brain can't compute all of this.
I'll
right
teach
now.
you about math and birds
I'll bet you will.
for $100 an hour. You want math lesson first or bird lesson first?
What are we going to learn? Multiplication into pigeon?
Shut the fuck up.
That one hurt.
I think my nose is bleeding from that.
Yeah. Addition and subpterodactyl. I got greedy, and I regret saying that. But yeah, Tammy is a real fucking bird bitch sometimes. But 1987 rolls around, and this is where the wheels fall off for Jim and Tammy, because Jim gets wrapped up in a sex scandal. You ever hear of a lady named Jessica Hahn?
I don't think so.
Beautiful redheaded woman. She used to be a receptionist for Jim Bakker, and she ends up accusing Jim Bakker, and a guy that works for Jim Bakker ends up accusing them of raping her.
Yikes.
Jim Bakker says it was consensual. However, they end up paying her $265,000 in hush money, which comes directly out of money that's been sent to PTL. And there's
So Jim admitted publicly that he cheated on
Yes.
Tammy.
Yep.
And that was the first instance?
It was, and that's in March of '87. So when he publicly admits that, he resigns from PTL. And there's another slimy.
That's not resigning from the entire church, though, is it? That's just like one
is.
subgroup? Okay.
He is, yeah.
Wow.
Stepping down entirely.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
I think at that point they can tell that, like, all right, we're gonna get fucked here, because like their finances were a fucking mess, to the point where people that worked in their accounting department would say that random people would just come in and just start scooping up money as they were counting it. So there was no real concrete accounting being done.
Yeah.
Like they never knew how much they had on hand, because money was always being taken. Like there were instances where fucking cash registers at Heritage USA would just be looted because they were fucking going on a trip somewhere and they needed money.
Somebody from the family came through and was like, I need.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was their, what's the office term? It's petty cash.
Petty cash,
story.
yeah.
That's crazy. There is kind of a scene like that in Gemstones. Not where they're taking money from a register, but like they just show all of the donations that come from one service and like it getting like funneled into this room where it's like a Vegas fucking, casino vault. It's crazy. And then that's like they can just, somebody's sneaking a duffel bag of cash out and hiding it.
Dude, it was nuts to find out how long this shit's been going on because, I mean, you see it with people now. I think, like, Pat Robertson was one of the earliest ones that I saw doing this fucking televangelist scheming shit. Remember Benny Hinn? The Indian dude that used to wear a white suit?
Yes.
He was pretty entertaining. People would come up on stage and he would, like, cure them and they would fall backwards.
Yeah. He was a Christian religion?
He was.
Huh.
Joel Osteen I was into for a while. I actually went to a Joel Osteen event.
Where?
At the Wells Fargo Center.
No shit.
Yeah, they were doing a traveling tour, and I went by myself.
Does it sell out?
It wasn't sold out, but they were close to packed in the upper deck.
Damn. You went out of curiosity or to
No, I was into it.
Something you were looking for?
I was poor and desperate.
Whoa. So you
And-
spent money to go to a fucking
I
thing
did,
so
yeah.
you could give them more money.
Yes.
Please tell me they had a T-shirt cannon at least.
No, they didn't have a T-shirt cannon.
God, they're
No.
playing arenas and they don't have a fucking
You
T-shirt
gotta have a
cannon.
T-shirt cannon if you're playing arena.
Jesus Christ. Put a little Eucharist in the T-shirt.
Yeah. Jake, they did have a crucifix canyon, though. Canyon.
Is that canon?
It should be. It is now, dickhead. I just made a canyon. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, getting roped into Joel Osteen. Yeah, early 2000s, I was poor as shit, and I needed something to attach myself to, so I got heavy into Joel Osteen. And one of my goals was to save up enough money to fly down to Houston to go to their mega church. And shortly thereafter, I got into Satanism. But I did go to my Joel Osteen event. And
Have you ever watched a YouTube video by like a financial advisor?
They did give me a set of tapes for free at the event.
That he paid $300 to get in. How much was the ticket to get into?
It wasn't expensive. It was maybe like $20.
Okay, that's not bad.
And you won the tapes or everybody got it?
No, they were selling the tapes. And I think the tape set was like fucking $30 for
He
something.
was on the Kiss Cam.
And I had
There by himself.
Let's go get him some tapes. Yeah.
I think the tapes were like $20 or $30, and I had a $50 bill in my pocket. And I was like, "Do you have change for a $50?" And he's like, "I do not." And he's like, "You know what? Just take it and consider yourself blessed."
Wow.
Very nice.
I'm guessing that DVDs were already being printed, and that was the last VHS.
Probably. Yeah. Well, these were audio
sale.
tapes.
Oh, you were just listening.
Yeah,
Did you watch him on the television before you went to see him?
I did. Yeah.
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 What was he on, like every Saturday or Sunday? Sunday makes sense.
I don't remember. I think it played pretty often, but maybe the new ones were on Sunday mornings.
This was
Wow.
in the 90s. What?
I hope you find
phase
what you're
were
looking
Were you in
for.
Wigger
Thank you.
phase?
I did. He's sitting right next to me.
Were you in the Wigger phase then?
No, I had moved out of my Wigger phase.
Okay.
Wigger phase ended a couple years prior. Not long. I went Wigger, new metal to Joel Osteen.
Oh, just like Monkey from Korn.
I love bass player names, dude. Monkey, Peanut.
Yeah, I went from all day I dreamt about sex to all day I dreamt about salvation.
That's great. We're going to take you to find your spirit animal.
Thank you.
in the
Who is that?
mountains. Who's your spirit animal?
Yeah.
He's the guy that sells the fireworks at the Old Truckee Inn.
Oh, I can't wait to meet him.
It is very illegal to set off fireworks there. He is in a lot of trouble.
What does he look like?
He kind of is like a shapeless idea.
Is he of relation to Michael Prink?
No, I don't think they've ever met.
Okay. So back to Jessica Hahn.
Thank God.
All right, so this supposedly happens in Clearwater Beach, Florida. There's a telethon that they're conducting down there. And this guy, fucking John Wesley Fletcher, who's one of the PTL underlings, invites her to fucking Jim Bakker's room. This is 1980. The allegations come out in 1987. So in 1980, she gets invited to this room, and when there, she claims that both that guy Fletcher and Jim Bakker both rape her. She's paid the $265K in hush money, and shortly thereafter, the allegations come out. Jim Bakker resigns from PTL, and another scumbag, a guy named Jerry Falwell, takes over.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, you've probably seen him too. He's kind of a stinker too. When he takes over, there's a big event at Heritage USA, and Jerry Falwell is going down the monstrous water slide. He does it in a suit.
Man, ruined. Did he have his shoes on too?
Everything.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, God bless him, man.
Kind of funny, but
They did that on Gemstones, didn't they?
in a full suit on a water slide?
I think they did it at the end of an episode. Like all the kids went down.
I don't remember.
Ah.
I only remember 5 minutes before this at a time.
Fair.
Who's that?
I'm Mike. December 1988, Jim is indicted on fraud charges. I think there were 24 charges that he gets indicted on.
He's indicted after the abuse allegations, the rape allegations come out.
And it's the hush money, I think, which initiates the investigation, and then they find out about all this other fucking weird shit that's been going on. One of the big sticking points was the fucking lifetime memberships.
Was it because people didn't get what they paid for?
Yeah, and like they're very vocal about these memberships and how many, like, what their goals are for this. And then I think when people find out that, like, all right, all this money is going to pay off girls that are saying that they're sexually assaulted, maybe all this money that they're saying is going to legitimate purposes isn't going to legitimate purposes.
Yeah.
So it seems like it never ends where they're looking into this money going to, like, weird purposes. So it's like, okay, they're saying this is going to this. That's not the case. Some of it is, but then the accounting gets kind of murky at one point.
Yeah.
So he's brought up on fraud charges in 1988. In 1989, Jim and Tammy actually revamped their old show. They're like, fuck it, we'll get this thing cooking again. And when it seems like he's going to be convicted, the month prior, Jim Bakker is hospitalized for hallucinations.
Real or fake?
I could see them being real because everything's falling down.
He was visited by 3 ghosts.
And I think the jig is up.
Yeah.
Is it the Holy Trinity, Jake, or that goes to Christmas, past, present, and future?
You know, I think probably both.
Yeah, 6 ghosts maybe. Wouldn't that be nice?
To have 6 ghosts instead of 3?
Yeah.
Double the ghosts?
Yeah, why not?
I guess that would be nice.
Yeah, Biggie size those ghosts.
Biggie size.
Is there a size bigger than Biggie? Bring out the whole damn cemetery.
So he's hospitalized for hallucinations in September of 89. And in October of 89, he's convicted on all 24 counts of fraud. How many years do you think he's sentenced to prison?
The way you just phrased that, I'm going to say 5.
45.
Whoa.
He gets 45 years in prison and a $500,000 fine.
Wow.
Did he not have the money to pay back the people he wronged? Or that was not an issue?
No, not really an issue.
Yeah, I mean, people paid their own
But,
money.
dude, it was more of a case of them hitting him hard because he was taking advantage of elderly people who didn't really have a lot of money to begin with.
Yeah.
And in fucking in 1991, his sentence is reduced to 18 years.
There we go.
His lawyer is able to argue that because during the sentencing segment of his trial, the judge referred to him as a money-grubbing preacher, that it was a due process violation.
It affected the jury's
outcome. So because of that, because of the judge saying that, it went from 45 to 18 years.
Impressive on the lawyer's part.
It was pretty good, man.
Yeah, you'd think you could get a whole mistrial for something like that.
But even though it's reduced to 18 years, he's only got to serve 5 before he's paroled.
No shit.
And this was kind of sweet.
What year is that? The mid-90s that he got
This
out?
was 1994 he's
I
released.
fucking nailed it. 5 years.
Did you say that?
I said 5 years.
I thought I said it.
No, I said it.
No, you were talking about birds.
I thought it. Was I talking about birds
You were
again?
talking about big birds.
Jesus
You might have been
Christ.
talking about 5-year-old birds. That's maybe where you're getting
Okay.
the 5 from.
I thought I was talking about the same thing you guys were talking
And
about.
then we carried 5 because we were doing 165,000 times 1,000. And we really got jammed up with the commas.
I'm back now.
You sure you're good?
Nope.
This is kind of sweet. Tammy Faye says that the way that Jim Bakker found out that he was being paroled was he was in a prison class that teaches you how to stop smoking. And she said that somebody burst into the class and said, Jim, you just been paroled. And they said that the whole class erupted in cheers for him.
That's so nice.
Isn't that nice?
I hope they got to light up a cig after that.
So he gets out, and I think it was 92. All right, so even though Tammy is still riding pretty hard for him, and he gets out in 94, in 92, I forgot to mention, she divorces him
While he's in.
while he's in there.
Damn.
Guess who she leaves him for?
Joel Olstein's.
Nope. Take another guess.
George Clooney.
Jerry Hallwell. Pat Robinson.
The fucking guy who was responsible for building Heritage USA.
Like the construction foreman?
A guy named Roe Messner.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a man with calloused hands touching the top of your pussy.
Would you appreciate a man with callous hands touching your pussy? I mean, you would appreciate the work that he puts into maintaining his lifestyle, but man, getting a callus on your puss,
Yeah, that's why it's nice to have.
lady hands.
That's why I keep my hands in bags of milk at night. So they soften my calluses for when I touch the top of the pussy.
Ooh, soft hands, Jonathan.
Yeah, that's the softness of 2% milk.
I'm gonna do it, dude. From now on, I'm gonna bring out 2 gigantic bowls of milk out here for all of us to soak our hands in while we talk about fucking weirdos.
You guys can put your hands in. I'm just going to put my head in.
So she divorces him in 92. In 94, he gets out. You don't have to feel too bad for him because he's always a guy that's
I
going to figure
don't
shit out. I was getting worried, man, because you look like you're getting a little teary-eyed, but that may just be because you're getting sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
In 1998, Jake, he falls in love
Good for him.
with a lady named Lori Graham. It's a good, hot
Beard
Christian
name.
name. Yeah.
Oh,
How many times did she catch him having gay sex before he died?
That I know of, none.
Yeah, they kept it under wraps.
But they're both still
But
kicking.
his house was mostly filled with saunas.
this house has a lot of closets in it.
Yeah, they got a fucking tree sauna.
This closet could use a sauna.
Yeah.
Oh, to that point,
This kitchen could use a sauna.
one of the weird fucked up things they had, which just showed how badly they were misusing money, was they had an air conditioned doghouse.
It's nice for the dog.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. I say let the dogs inside the regular house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You let your dogs on your bed while you pork,
No, not while we bless the
while you soak your
bless
hands
the room. But Rascal sleeps up there.
up where
Up on the
pussy?
bed. Up on the top of the pussy.
Okay.
After he has soaked his paws in milk for an appropriate amount of time.
Can you get that done at the dog groomer?
You do have to bring your own milk.
Jake, what about your dog's pussy hands?
My dog's pussy hands, I mean, they're usually taped to a JVC camcorder. But
He's hiding in the closet.
A lot of howling. But no milk hands.
But Jim Bakker, don't feel bad for him either, Jake. I know
I won't.
John was. I don't want you to feel bad. In
I feel
2003,
bad.
he and Lori start the Jim Bakker Show, which is still cooking. 20 years later, we're still cooking. Over 600 episodes have been filmed.
Is it the same year
it's
they
on
made
now?
the Jim Belushi show? That might have been the same year.
Wait, really?
When was the Jim Belushi show? The 90s or the 2000s?
I couldn't even begin to imagine.
Yeah.
You couldn't even conceive of it? What were you doing? NBC, ABC, Sundays.
Getting pussy, man.
You were getting pussy when Jim Belushi was trying to make America laugh?
Yeah, I was soaking my paws in chocolate milk, brother. Fuck was you doing? But dude, get this. So Jim Bakker starts the Morningside Church in Branson, Missouri. And he can't keep his little grubby little paws out of the same shit that he was getting fucked up in before.
Yeah, when you know how to make that fucking easy money.
Bro, he was selling condos on this little campus. On top of that, too, he got into selling all these weird fucked up products like apocalypse buckets.
That was an episode of Gemstones, too. Was it for Y2K?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, it was for Doomsday, but it could have been.
Yeah. I think they just used Y2K in the show. What year was he doing that?
So he started the show in 2003.
Okay.
I think the Doomsday buckets started. I can't be certain, but I'm going to say 2015-ish maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I started watching people eating the Doomsday buckets, and most of those videos seem to be about 5 or 6 years old. So that would be 16, 17.
Like food review?
Yes. Like people would eat.
After they expired?
They don't go bad. It's all freeze-dried food. It's these.
No, they go bad.
But it takes like fucking decades.
No, like 5 years on a backpacker meal.
Really?
Yeah, even MREs. Didn't we eat an expired MRE when we were camping? Wasn't it specifically expired?
I don't think so. We could have. I don't know.
It was made, and I'm pretty sure it was expired.
All right. Well, this food is guaranteed to last the life of all these fucking old dickheads buying this shit. And it's expensive, too. Like, I think, like, the least expensive package is, like, $140, but then you could get every bucket that they offer for over $2,000.
Wow.
How many buckets was that?
An obscene amount. And he's, like, testing this shit live on air. And he's talking about how good it is. And there's one point where, like, he clearly almost vomits. And there's a guy that he has who's, like, the singing guy on the show, and he sings a song to the tune of My Girl called End Times.
Jesus, that's incredible.
To promote these slop buckets.
Yeah, you'll sell some buckets singing that.
And he also got in some trouble more recently with fucking a fake COVID cure that he was selling called the Silver Solution.
Dude, how does he...
Wait, I thought you said... Oh, Tammy has passed.
She did. She passed away.
Jim is still kicking.
Jim's still cooking. He's 83 years old. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, Tammy Faye passed in 2007 at the age of 65.
4 years from being horny. But we still salute you, Tammy.
Yeah, you could be horny in heaven, girl. Damn, imagine how horny she was in 2011. How horny do you think they allow you to get in heaven?
I think pretty horny. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 range. Horniness in heaven.
Do you think your penis turns bright red when you're horny and everybody
like Rudolph's
can see
nose?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it turns bright white.
You think it's better for everybody to know that you're horny when you're in heaven, or do you want to hide it?
Oh, jeez.
Well, there should be no shame, right?
There shouldn't be.
Shame is like something you're not supposed to experience in heaven.
According to Jim, started in 2001. What were we talking about earlier? What were we saying about Belushi?
The Y2K, is that what it was? The Y2K thing?
What would Jim Belushi
You
have
asked
to do
me
with that?
if the show started around the same time that according to Jim started.
Oh, okay.
And Jim had already started. Jim had been on the air for 2 years, so
Look at him.
he got a head start. You know that show ran until 2009? I guess that's when I started getting pussy.
So Jim Bakker's still cooking.
Wow.
Let him cook.
Yeah.
You want to hear the song real quick? End Times?
Yeah,
I think
I
you really
do.
like this, man. Talking about end
You know I love a parody
times.
song, and I love
End
it even more
times.
when it's based on Jesus. I got a song in my butt.
This song, I want to get into What encouraged you to write this song? I love it when you get inspired.
I came up with the idea with all the products, and I love the song "My Girl." Actually, I got to give that shout out to our bass player Mark Broder, who also wrote "Calvary Hill" from Blueberry.
Yeah.
Mark actually helped me with the line.
That's a little
line or
singer,
two
guy
here.
named Kevin
So
Short.
Mark and I put this together for today.
Oh, that's so
So
great.
call right now and let's get some sawbuck into your
And
system.
that's Jim Baker.
It doesn't lower
He looks
your
like with
the beard.
cholesterol on the shelf. If you've got it at home,
And that's his new
start
lady?
using it every
Her name's
day.
Leaflet.
Every day.
Loose leaf.
Come on, people, and get the junk, de-junk your house. Are you hearing me at all? Oh, yeah.
And get up and dance.
Are those cameras on?
I love summertime. I've got burgers made of
I like it.
beans. They're never fried.
Is this still about Wendy's?
Saba chips and salsa to keep me warm way deep inside.
You almost start crying.
Oh yeah, I guess you'd say, Jim and Lori, help me be prepared today for end time. I'm talking about end times.
End times.
Oh, I've got powdered food.
Is that me?
You say powdered food?
Spinach and blueberry and strawberries. Filtered water from Seychelles to take the poisons away.
Oh my god, dude.
I like that too much. I guess you.
Is there a live band in the back? Does this sound like a backtrack or?
It
sounds like a backtrack.
All these end times. Ooh.
Get it.
That was
He
lovely.
gave it to you.
Wow.
Just so you know, if you're listening, Mike has been crying the entirety of the song.
That was nice.
I want to know what the burgers are like for their bucket package. How are you cooking burgers in end
You
times?
still buy one.
I saw a taste test.
Are they
and
for sale?
The burgers were the highest rated food item that these two guys had eaten.
It was in a sealed thing that's supposed to last forever.
It's a bean burger that comes with a bun, and
He checked out.
they both said the burger wasn't bad. The bun was disgusting, but the burger was along the lines of what a typical bean burger would taste like.
Yeah. Like fucking absolute shit. Give me beef or I'll kill me and my whole family to end this end time shit.
Man, that should be the slogan.
If this burger doesn't taste good, I'm ending this for all of us. Wendy's frozen buckets. No, Wendy's fresh buckets.
There you go.
Even in the end times, they're never frozen.
Just out of spite.
We could eat. Oh no, I'm not gonna bring my. I guess we could just boil water. We could taste test some backpacker food.
What are you
on our
bringing?
trip? I'm just gonna eat at a restaurant that's near my campsite.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I don't want to have to bring.
What do they
Cooking.
serve
There's a pizza place, and there is
besides
a
single gay hikers?
solo. I'm actually taken. I don't have a ring on. Shit. Am I supposed to be wearing a ring?
I sucked it off.
That wasn't on my finger, Mike. You need to stop letting me do stuff to you in the dark.
That's on me, man. I'm sorry. I should turn the lights on quick.
How angry do you think your wife would be if you came home and said, "I need a ride to urgent care. I put my wedding band around my penis." You think she wouldn't be
Wow,
mad?
he must have big fingers. He doesn't.
You think she would be mad that you took it off your finger, or happy that it's still on your body?
I would say that I lost it in the ocean and I found it with my erection
Oh,
while I was thinking of her.
well, that's so sweet of you.
And that's why I have so many crab bites on my dick. I think that would get me out of whatever reason I had an injured penis, you know? Was y'all's penises hurting earlier today?
It's been good.
Okay.
I think
good.
the weather change does something for mine.
I had a penis pinch earlier.
What do you do to get rid of it?
Beat the shit out of it. Beat it up. Woo, man. 2 beers got me fucked up.
If these penises could talk.
Mine would
Their
be
first word would be tears.
like, help me.
John, do you jack off in the woods?
It's kind of tough if you don't have a reception and you don't wake up with a
Sticking
hard
grass.
enough penis.
Why,
you know?
do you stick an antenna out of your dick hole?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I hold it in my mouth.
Your dick or the antenna?
I had to cut a hole in my mask. Should have just got the mask with the zipper on it, but
Jake, are you scared at all that we're staying at the Clown Motel?
You know, I've yet to really look at it. But I saw scary stuff. I was like, oh, shit. All right. Well, this will be fun.
it's definitely
They don't come into your room at night or anything like that, right?
Some of them are haunted.
they have little ghost detectors, so we can check if our room's haunted or whoever's room is haunted for a bargain of $70.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think they rent the device for $70, and I think they sell the devices for $140.
We could just try with your CPAP machine.
Mm-hmm.
We could trap it in your mask.
We could try.
It's next to a cemetery. It's definitely in a creepy place. It's on the edge of town, next to a cemetery.
Damn.
I can't wait to go to that creepy casino down the street.
Yeah,
That is going to be
I'm
nice.
excited to walk down that main street and be able to get my eyes on shit. You know, you gotta stop and walk around sometimes.
Is there any unique local fair
The A&W.
that's unique to Tonopah?
Name another A&W location, smartass.
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know how to take it from here.
I think it's in the Jersey rest stop.
There's an A&W at a
There is,
Jersey
yeah,
rest stop.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that rest stop. I think you're both full of shit. There's a pizza place and a Mexican place, I think. Oh, there is a place that is unique to Tonopah, Nevada, and Bishop, California, called Giggle Springs.
Oh.
It's a sandwich gas station.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of sandwiches?
I think we can get breakfast sandwiches.
That's
And
good.
we could probably get like a sub or something, maybe a meatball sandwich.
Okay.
We'll have to see what they have on the menu that day.
Oh, that'll tickle me.
Yeah, this
What kind of
motherfucker's
cheese you
going to
guys
get
like on meatball?
On a meatball? I'm going provolone.
Yeah.
Would you ask what kind of cheese I like on my meatballs?
Yeah.
From under.
It's good.
What's from under? Don't. Don't. Don't
Man.
do it. I still have soda left.
This reminds me of a tweet that I sent out years ago that I was furious that it didn't catch on. There was a meat-eating fish that was eating testicles.
Out of people's bodies?
No, out of the fucking all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut buffet.
Testicle buffet.
But this fish was from Sweden. It was found in Sweden, and it was eating testicles. My caption for the news story was Swedish eat balls.
That's funny. That's really great.
No engagement, Jake.
You were robbed.
I felt like I was too.
Why don't we go back and retweet it? After the episode.
Okay.
Which is going to be in like 60 seconds
Yeah.
or less.
I don't
Yeah,
want this to end.
T
ever.
minus. I know you don't.
We had a good night, man. We
I
watched
don't know if that I said this before, but you know how Jeffrey Dahmer used to have guys come back to his place and put on movies and feed them Budweiser because he didn't want them to leave? Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about this podcast.
You view us as your victims.
No, my friends.
Yeah.
You almost never show us a movie.
We did a one movie night.
I do
We come every week.
Yeah.
I create a mental movie for you.
You do.
That's
You
what I
do.
try to do for you.
You do.
I could talk for an hour, or I could put on a hungover substitute teacher and put on a movie.
And it's better that you let me imagine my own scenarios because I am a lazy thinker. So not much gory detail happens up here.
No.
I'm getting the Cliff's Notes, the PG Cliff's Notes.
I refuse to put that F on or S on Cliff.
Cliff, you just say Cliff Notes?
Yeah, fuck off, man.
Cliff Notes. Cliff's Notes? I don't know which one's correct.
I think it's Cliff Notes.
Spark Notes.
That's better. There you go.
There we go.
Found it.
Pure diplomatic.
Talking about in the podcast. Podcast. Ooh.
Wish I had a bucket I could put my fucking head in.
He points to the two on the table.
Damn, there's 2 buckets for my head. Holy shit, you got 2 head-shaped buckets?
You could be like Jim Bakker, sit in one and put your feet in the other. Did you guys ever bathe in a bucket?
No. Hey, look at me.
Not.
Why not? You look like a barrel bather.
No.
What
Dude,
fucking
know what it was.
date was that actually from? You look like a barrel bather yourself.
That was
Barrel
a
bather?
an Oklahoman having a stroke. But Jake, you can 100% fit in a barrel.
Have you ever barrel bucket?
Have I ever bird bucket? I have not. Although I've always wanted to go to Deadwood, South Dakota, and experience that way of life.
Bucket
Do
life?
you get a little Al Swearingen bath thing there?
What?
I might just be making that up. I know that Al Swearingen, the guy from Deadwood,
Oh, okay.
but I know that you can play poker there, and they have men that come out to have fake gunfights.
Nice.
And
And you'd
What?
like to be shitting in a bathtub
I
while
would,
that happens?
yes, yeah. I would like
You'd
to
like
get
to be
syphilis.
ruining someone's day in a
Yes.
bathtub?
Yep. I would like to get syphilis and a stomachache from eating bad meat.
It's in South Dakota?
Yes.
Doesn't sound like it's near any airports that are cheap. But that would be a fun trip. That would be more fun than most murder places.
That would be great. I would love to go there. Man.
Let's get it on the books. And let's
South Dakota?
And let's end the podcast.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna start having votes. I vote we end the podcast.
Jake,
I'll join
don't.
you. I'm
No.
sorry, Mike.
All right. Well,
We're cooking.
Unfortunately, your vote is 2, so you could tie us easily.
all right. Do you guys want to promote anything before we go? In times.
Come see me in St. Louis, December 1st, December 2nd, Austin, Texas, in January. Plan a vacation around my comedy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. No, just follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Yeah. How about you, Mike?
I'm looking forward to going away with you guys.
I'm so excited for this trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be going to Las Vegas. By the time this comes out, we'll be in Las Vegas, and then we're heading to
Driving
northern
across
Nevada,
the damn
and then
desert.
across California. It's going to be a ton of fun, man. We're going to be gone for 9 fucking days, man. Yeah. I can't wait to be away.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait.
Thank
But-
y'all for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you for becoming a patron. If you're not, consider joining the Patreon. It's $4 a month, $40 for the year. Just, you get early access to every episode. You get ad-free episodes because we're doing ads now. Live streams, live AMAs.
We're writing letters to prisoners now.
I cannot wait to send that fucking letter. Tonight we wrote the first draft of a letter to the lovely Jodi Arias.
Thanks
And
to
that-
your input.
all the patrons' input.
Yes,
and
the
you can be a
patrons.
part of that too.
Yes.
Patreon.com/Lil Stinkers. That's LILSTINKERS, John.
Spelling that bitch. Yeah.
But yeah, that's just about it. And man, we appreciate your support, guys. Thanks for making all this possible. And I hope there are no end times for us.
Only start times.
The end.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Later.
Love y'all.
There's so much fucked up shit to get into.
Stickers.